Hi honeybees! Today I'm going to be doing an update on my makeup use up for 2016. Back in January I started a challenge with a lot of awesome girls. I will link that video down below. And we decided that we wanted to use up some of our collection of our makeup, set some goals for ourselves, and try to use it up during 2016. So of course I'm constantly still buying new product to review and test out for you guys, but I do really feel accomplished when I use up some of my products, especially since I have a ton of them. So I wanted to give you a quick mid-year update on how I'm doing, and so far I feel like I'm doing pretty good. And I don't have all the items that I've already recycled. If you want to check out my empties videos, I'll link them down below because I do show the products in there. But I will try and put photos right next to me here so you can see what products I'm mentioning. So throughout this video you might see me looking down because I have my computer next to me and I've made a list. Every time I do an empties, I add to this list the products that I've used up makeup-wise, and just so I can keep track of it easily. It's all organized in like a little Excel sheet. Yep, I'm a little bit OCD about organization. So my first goal was to use up 6 foundations this year, and so far I have used 5. One of those, actually 2 of those, however, were deluxe size samples. However, I did get over a month's use out of each of those samples, so I feel like they are still in my foundations used up and they're not sitting in a drawer somewhere. So the first one was the L'Oreal Pro Matte Foundation. I absolutely love, it's the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. I absolutely love that foundation. I'm actually gonna show you. I've already repurchased it because it's a foundation that I have to have in my collection at all times. I'm in the shade 102 Shell Beige. It's an awesome foundation. I've talked about it in countless favorites and it gives me such good coverage. It was easy for me to use that up. I had cut it open, scraped every little bit out. Love it and will continue to use that. Then I also used up the Cover FX BB Gel foundation, and that one I did really like that. However, it's a little bit harder to work with, the consistency of it, and it just can be harder to apply is the only thing that I did not like about that foundation as much. But I did really like that it had some SPF in it. It was nice and matte finish and it did a good job on my skin and I did enjoy it. I also used up the L'Oreal Lumi Cushion foundation. That came out this year, so I didn't have it on my use up list of foundations I wanted to use up, but it just happened that I used it up because I loved it so much. I went through it pretty quickly, and I do have reviews on that on my channel that I can link down below, but it's just a very luminous, fresh look to your skin, and I absolutely loved it. And then the 2 deluxe size foundations I used up was the Yabi Natural Finish, and then also the Handskin Bio Origin Wrinkle Talk BB Cream. Both of those were really nice natural looking foundations. Actually the BB Cream one, the Handskin, has more coverage, and that one, man, that's so expensive. I think it's like $60 off of Amazon is the only place I can find that foundation, but it's really, really pretty. I'm going to be listing all the products I mentioned also down below for you guys so you can check it out if you're looking to purchase them. Okay, so yeah, 5 foundations out of 6 and we're only halfway through the year. So I do want to set a goal to use up 2 more foundations for the year, and they most likely will be full size. I am still working through my CC cream from IT Cosmetics. That was one that I really wanted to use up. So I do hope to use that up this year. And then hopefully another one. So my goal is to use up 2 more. So my next goal was to use up 4 primers. I do consider 2 deluxe size to be equivalent to 1 primer. I've used up 5 different primers this year so far. 1 full size, which was the Cover FX Mattifying Primer. Then I used up 2 deluxe size samples of the Mineral Veil from Hourglass, so I consider that my 2nd primer. Then I used up the Makeup Forever Smoothing Primer in a deluxe size and the Benefit Professional Primer. So in my eyes, I've used up a total of 3 primers, and my goal is I'm really trying to get some of my deluxe size sample products out of my collection because I don't travel a ton where I feel like I need to have those on hand for travel, so I'm really trying to work through those. So my goal really is to just use 2 to 3 more deluxe size primers or another full size primer by the end of the year. My next goal was to use up 4 concealers, and I actually have already accomplished that. So my next goal is to use up 2 more by the end of the year. I'll tell you in a moment what the 4 I used up were. But the ones that I'm still working through are the Bye Bye Under Eye from IT Cosmetics. The reason this is taking me so long is that it is very like emollient, where it's so hydrating under the eyes that it moves on me sometimes, especially in the summer. The coloring is a little deeper than I like it to be under my eyes. However, the coverage is beautiful. So I am still working through that. And then I decided I want to use up my LA Girl Pro Conceal in the shade Classic Ivory. This one, I like it and I don't. So many people rave about this, but I feel like it has a kind of oily texture to it. And I don't feel like it stays really that well, especially in my inner corner area of my eye. But if I really set it and I use it on my more natural days, I feel like I will be able to use that up. I also have my Sonia Kashuk Conceal Little Palette that I've had for a long time. I really want to at least use up this shade right here, the lighter one. The more olivey tone and the deeper tone right here, I don't think I'll ever end up using. So once I use this one up, I'll probably will toss this palette. This is a really great full coverage palette, but I don't think I would repurchase it because I don't like dipping my finger into products. I feel like it's very unsanitary. And I just don't feel like I'm going to get use out of all the products, so it's kind of a waste. But I do want to go ahead and use that. Okay, so the 4 concealers that I used up already this year were the Collection Lasting Perfection Concealer, the Physician Formula Conceal RX, the L'Oreal Visible Lift Blur Concealer, and the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in NW20. So those are the 4 I've used up so far this year. Then my goal was to use up 3 brow products, and I don't know what I was thinking. I didn't think I realized how fast I go through brow products, like brow pencils. So I've actually used up, let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 brow products so far this year. Now, not all of those are brow pencils, however, so I used up the Skinny Brow from IT Cosmetics, 4 of those. I go through those pretty quickly, even though that's like a Holy Grail brow pencil for me. It probably only lasts me a month and a half if I'm lucky, so that's why I've used up so many of those. The Gimme Brow from Benefit. The NYX Micro Brow Pencil, I've actually used up 3 of those. Another one that doesn't last very long because it is a very skinny tip. They're awesome though. And then I also used up the Ardell Eyebrow Gel, the Cella Ivory Lace Highlight Pencil for under my brow, as well as the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Duality in Camille and Sand Shimmer, which was something I had used for a very long time. It lasted me a long, long time. That highlight also did it for under the brow. So I don't really have another goal for the rest of the year. The only thing I have for brow products, the only thing I do still want to use up is that Sephora Brow Powder, and I forgot to bring it up with me for filming, but I'm getting through it slowly but surely, but it's just not really the right tone for me. So I use it on like more natural brow days where I don't need to use a lot, so it's taking me a while to use that up. But that's my only goal still for brow using. So my goal for bronzers was to use up 2. And I have used up the Hoola bronzer that I was working through, so I'm really proud about that. And I do still have one other bronzer that I said I wanted to use up, the Milani Baked Bronzer in number 4 Glow. I just started using this again because it's more of like a summer bronze for me. So it is flatter than it started off as, but I do still have a ways to go with this. I might start using it as body bronzing. I'm not sure. I'm trying to work through that still. But I am adding this to my use up. This is the bronzer in Delicates from MAC. I know a lot of you are gonna be like, oh my god, why do you want to use that up? It's such beautiful packaging. Well, I love the bronzer in this, and I've been using it so much that you can now see the honeycomb like in the middle there. I don't know if you'll be able to see. And I just feel like I will end up using this up by the end of the year if I continue to use it. And it's a beautiful, beautiful bronzer, but you know, I don't want to just hang on to something just because of the packaging. I want to be able to enjoy it, love it, and use it up. So I will be using that up this year. Then my goal was to use up 4 powders. I have used up the Becca Perfect Skin Mineral Powder, and I'm almost all the way through this Leo Ellie one that I said I wanted to work through. As you can see, it's just very small amount around the rim. I am still using it to set my foundation. Especially on the weekend because this is a little bit warmer, so I don't really like to wear it during the week for some reason. but I do envision finishing this up very soon. Again, this one has such beautiful packaging. But I'm also working through still my Wet n Wild Reserve Your Cabana highlight powder. It doesn't even look like I've made a dent. This powder is there's so much product that even though I have been using it, it doesn't even look like it. So I am still trying to work through that one. And then I do have a few other powders I'm using for setting my makeup. So I do envision I'll make my goal of 4 powders by the end of the year. But so far I've only used up 1. My other goal was to use up 3 lipsticks this year, and I've used up 1 so far, the Revlon Lip Butter in Creme Brulee. And I am really trying to use up 2 more lipsticks, but we'll see if it happens. I'm like a good ways through one of my Bite Beauty lipsticks in Pepper, and then I have another lipstick from IT Cosmetics that I'm almost worked through, so I do feel like I will hit my goal by the end of the year. Then my other goal for lip products was 3 glosses, and that has been very unsuccessful. I'm constantly using different lip glosses. I don't really have one in my purse that I use religiously or have anything that I'm really working on. So the only one that I have been making some good progress on is this Tarte Lip Gloss in Giddy. So I might be able to use this up by the end of the year. This technically isn't a gloss, it's a stain, but I'm going to throw it in there. It's almost done. It's all the way up to here. So I think I'll be done with that by the end of the year, so I'm going to throw that into the mix. My next goal was to use up 2 lip balms, and I have already successfully done that. I used up 1 EOS, and then a lip balm from Bath & Body Works that was in a shape of a strawberry. And I am continuously putting lip balm on morning and night, and I use one and only the same one always so that I can try and use it up. So I have so many lip balms, and that's why I put that in my goal for the year. So I'm gonna challenge myself to use up 2 more by the end of the year. My next goal was to use up 3 eyeliners by the end of the year, and I told myself I wouldn't include liquid liners in this total, but I wanted to still share with you how many I've truly used up so far. So far I've used up 5 liners, and 4 out of the 5 were liquid liners. So I still would like to use up 2 more pencil liners. I used up the Jouer Kitten liquid liner, the Hourglass 1.5mm gel liner, the Elite Paris matte liner in brown, Starlux felt tip black liner, and Jessie's Girl liquid liner. I didn't have any goals for using up perfume or mascaras, but I did still count those. So far I've used up 3 mascaras, 1 lip liner, and 3 perfumes. And I also have been calculating the samples I've been using. I used up 8 samples and 2 candles. So I've kind of been calculating those and as well, just keeping track of it, because I would really like to use up some more of my perfume collection and my mascaras. I don't ever repurchase mascara anymore because I have a huge backstock from when I used to work at Sephora, and I know those are going to eventually go bad even though I haven't opened them. So I'm really trying to work through those before using new ones I might get sent, even though I really like to try those out for you guys. It's been difficult. I hope this was helpful and you guys liked seeing my update on what I've been using up. I like to film these to hold myself accountable as well and remind myself, like, hey, use up your products, you know, and be a little bit more conscious about that. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this, and I'll see you again real soon. Bye.